You know, given a recent public bathroom access question raised in one of our schools, I'm here to report the administration has resolved that issue. Since this issue involves two specific students, we are restricted from publicly discussing private student matters. But I do want to say this. In this specific instance, the student has recommitted to using a private restroom moving forward. And to the best of my knowledge, every transgender student that I'm aware of wants to use a private bathroom facility to avoid exactly what's happened this past week. And the building administrators has accommodated those requests. I've also reviewed this transgender administrative guidelines that were approved by the board in 2014. This document was not placed in policy. It was only approved as an administrative guideline for administrative reference. Myself and my administration were unaware of these guidelines until recently. However, in reviewing these guidelines and the associated meeting minutes and recordings, I believe it was the board's intent at that time to approve reasonable alternative arrangements for transgender students in regards to bathroom and locker room access. Per the guidelines, reasonable alternative arrangements may include the use of private areas or separate changing schedules or the use of single stall restrooms. Our administrators have worked diligently with transgender students and their parents for decades to provide their safety and privacy while at our schools. This, in fact, is our practice for all students, transgender or not. Going forward, or until such time the board advises otherwise or adopts a policy, this is how we'll handle such situations, case-by-case basis with a focus on safety for all involved. In addition, as you may or may not know, Senate Bill 1100 has passed the Senate side of legislation and will be heard on the House side sometime soon. Senate Bill 1100 will require public schools to maintain separate bathrooms, locker rooms, showers, dressing areas, and overnight accommodations for biological boys and biological girls. Additionally, the school will need to provide reasonable accommodations for any student who is unwilling or unable to use a multi-occupancy facility designed for his or her sex. Once the House votes on this bill, it will go to the governor's desk for signature and will become law July 1. I recommend the board prioritize your upcoming April board workshop for the development of a policy that aligns with the new law. Of course, that it does require that this new law be approved, this session. But we do fully anticipate the legislative session to be over by that time, and so that's my update on Senate File 1100.